I'm Christian Abbott.
I'm Nathan Lavender.
I'm Sean Abbott.
And this is the Red Mist Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Red Mist Podcast. Season 3, Episode 24. The Garage 56, number 24. NASCAR entered Camaro of Jimmy Johnson, Jenson Button, and Mike Rockenfeller. 2023 at Le Mans. Kind of car that captured the spirit of Le Mans. People want more of it. We should just have a whole class of those cars. Can all be spec. And then we do old style pit stops with jacks instead of air jacks. And fuel cans. So I like that.
Anyways.
Oh, yeah. All right. On tonight's episode, we'll talk NASCAR in the land of corn. And then we'll talk Le Mans, since that was pretty much the big event last weekend. And then some news and notes. Got some breaking IndyCar news. I'm just gonna talk the news, and then I'm not gonna opine on it because I am about ready to go Vesuvius on somebody. And then also I'd like to wish a happy birthday today. 97 years young. The Nürburgring.
Happy birthday.
There we go. So, all right. Well, let's talk NASCAR quickly. It was a fantastic race on the repaved segments of the Iowa Speedway. Watch the highlights. All I needed to watch. We had a little bit of some contact. Larson got taken out. Was dominant car, but he made kind of even he admitted he kind of made a move that went 3 wide and it didn't work out. So it paid the price. But he's qualified twice, so he's in the show.
Three times.
3 times. Thank you. So that was good. But very excited to bring young Ryan Blaney to the winner's podium. Mm-hmm. Ryan has now locked himself into the race, so I'm very excited about that.
How many of the Penske boys are locked in now?
Logano is, unfortunately. We'll get to that in a second. Blaney owned the last half of the race, so it was good. He had a good battle with Byron, Chase Elliott, and Christopher Bell. Stenhouse had another good run mid part of the race. In 6th place, we had Logano. Josh Berry rebounded from his bowling ball incident at Sonoma. Alex Bowman. And, congratulations to dual citizen Daniel Suarez, who became an American citizen today. So, welcome to the country.
Very nice.
Oh, well, it's kind of nice that he took the time to do that. I like that.
No, he can celebrate his first 4th of July as an American
He
citizen.
can come up with some crazy helmet designs with the Mexican flag and the American flag. It'd be kind of cool.
He can do that.
Or you could, wear the luchador masks. I think you should wear those. Go Paul Tracy style.
Yeah. That
would be fun. And then Bad Brad continues his amazing run this season with a 10th place finish. So that's pretty much all I got to say about this. We're on to Loudon.
Is it Larry the Lobster?
I don't know. It's like the most.
I know it's a lobster.
It's the dumbest thing going. And we're from New England.
I know.
I don't need to see some 50-pound lobster that it does not even taste good.
Yeah.
When you're over, I want a big lobster. It's the worst tasting thing. It's so tough. Lobsters this big, chicken lobsters they call them, or just a medium-sized lobster. Mm-hmm. Perfect. But oh god, They just love putting that thing up there. It's like animal abuse. Why don't they make the guy eat chowder or something? After a nice hot race, a nice cup of hot chowder would be good.
What else?
Flapjacks. It's Maine. It's New Hampshire. Pancakes.
Yeah, but that's Vermont.
Syrup.
Yeah.
What do you want to bring? Like a possum or something out? Or like a bear?
I don't know. What's New Hampshire known?
Fisher cats.
Fisher.
They could wrangle a Fisher cat. Damn cougar in the car. Oh yeah. Oh man. The only good thing about this, the only good thing is Friday and Saturday. So Friday, modified practice.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's modified practice and qualifying. Xfinity practice, all for it. Then on Saturday, actually, you get the Cup 2 minutes of practice, and then you get Xfinity qualifying, Xfinity race, and then you get Cup qualifying, and then you get the modified race, which is on Flow TV. So I think 6 o'clock.
No. Yes. Yeah.
6 o'clock. It's like the last event of the day, which is awesome. Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Modifieds are at approximately 6:30.
Oh.
They're supposed to go for 100 laps.
I know. Every time they race, it's like the best race of this. That track is built for modifieds.
And then
it's awesome.
Xfinity race is 200 laps, and they're starting at 3:30.
Why don't they start at 2:30? Just so they don't bump up against 6:30 with the modifieds. But TV, I guess.
Yeah, they should just start the day earlier on.
Yeah. But anyways,
really
so Saturday, actually, Loudon is kind of a jam-packed thing until you get to Sunday, and you get there, you sit around, you're hungover in the parking lot probably, and they don't race till 1?
2:30.
Oh, and there's no place to hide up there, as we well know.
Well, there's a couple trees. There's a rock, actually.
I come out of there. I'm so glad that we get to use the showers when we did the 2-day race weekends up there. Oh, my God. Or like if we went up the night before, because the dust is just amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways. And it was the same before, because it's a big sand pit. When it used to just be Briar, it was a big sand pit. It was cool. But anyways. All right, let's just take a quick look at the standings since you asked.
No. I asked how many Penske...
You opened that door, so we got to go there. All right,
right.
so right now, our season leader, Chase Elliott, locked in. Kyle Larson, locked in. Oops, sorry. Denny, locked in. Byron, locked in. Truex, on the outside looking in, still non-locked in leader, and retiring this season. So, we'll talk more about that at the end of the season with our NASCAR expert. Tyler Reddick, locked in. Ryan Blaney now locked in. Very exciting. Christopher Bell, Keselowski. Then we got Suarez and Austin Cindric locked in. So there we go. And we got young Ryan Blaney. This can't be right.
What are you sorting at?
Logano doesn't have a win? Is that true?
Do I need to fact check this as well?
Can you fact check that? I mean, I know the Penske team and IndyCar get the win taken away.
Let's see.
It says no win.
Since the start of the season, we got Hamlin, Reddick, Bell, Byron, Suarez, Larson, Bell, Hamlin, Byron, Larson. Elliott, Reddick, Hamlin, Larson, Keselowski, Gibbs. Nope. Logano. Oh. Logano does have a win on the season, but it's the All-Star race.
Oh, that doesn't count.
So it doesn't count.
All right, so good. All right, so he's in the top 16 by points.
Okay. And then is the Penske boys
who's the other one?
12 and 22?
Yeah, Cindric.
Okay,
Cindric's
so
in. So Cindric and Blaney are in.
All right.
So that would be poetic justice if Logano didn't get in. That would be awesome. Anyways, all right. Well, that's enough of that.
How many winners?
How many winners do we have? We
Yeah.
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. I got 10.
10
10
with 9 races to
9
go.
minutes to go. So that leaves 6 guys right now. So let's just assume somebody in this pack of 10 keeps winning.
Mhm.
That leaves 6 guys could get in. But let's hope for some more first-time winners. Love that.
I mean, we
Hopefully
got,
one will be Truex. That could come this weekend, actually. He does well at New Hampshire.
you,
Smiley Logano's going to try and win here,
didn't
too.
Busher win last year at Michigan?
Yeah, I think you're right.
So they could, that team could show up and
Well, that would
have a
be
good weekend there.
2 for Bad Brad, right?
Yes. Daytona's a toss-up.
Yeah, Daytona's a crash fest. That could be Michael McDowell or somebody. Seriously, I'm not joking.
There's
My luck, it'll be.
Chicago Street Course in July.
Oh no, we already know who's winning that.
Is he running in that?
He is
well, I
running.
guess
He
he's
is.
got to defend his title.
He is.
And then after that is Pocono and then Indy.
Is he SVG running at Watkins Glen?
That's in the playoffs though.
Well, no.
We're in the playoffs by that point.
No, yeah, but he can run that race.
He can run it, yeah.
and just destroy
Yeah.
cause mayhem,
Yeah,
which
he
I
can,
like.
He can do that, yeah.
What about the Roval at Charlotte? Do they do that again this year?
Yes.
Again, another track where he could just
That's-
cause mayhem, which I
That's
would
in
like.
October. That's
All right, that's still all right. So there's 2 opportunities for him to just wreak havoc in the playoffs. I like it. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe we can bring some more supercar guys up too. That would be fun. All right. All right. So we're on the Loudon this weekend. Thank God we don't have to make any picks. Nate would like that, but we're not doing it. All right.
we know who Nate's pick is.
Oh, Kozlowski.
Yeah.
He'll probably go Busher. All right. Let's talk. Oh, it was just a week of. Well, it's hard to say it's a week because I need kind of like the test days got to it's got to go back to the way it was.
I know.
But I'm not gonna. I mean, that's just a test day, so I'm picking a straw. But the other thing I didn't like. I don't like how they.
This is Le Mans.
Yeah, I didn't like they did scrutineering. It's just do it on the Monday, Tuesday. Like it used to be. I guess they're trying to make it a 10-day spectacular.
I don't. The one thing I didn't get was qualifying because they
on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, I get.
The second.
Okay, well, I guess first thing, qualifying being right after free practice 1, I don't really understand.
It was like that when we went.
Okay.
It's just the way it falls. They do that.
Okay, and then for Hyperpole, they still throw out everyone out there.
No, they threw the 8 cars out there.
Yes, I'm sorry. When I say everyone, I mean all the classes.
Oh, the 3 cars. Yeah, I mean, if it was a 3-mile track, they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I
think it's 8 miles. They got to get going. They got to get it going.
Yeah,
I get where you're going with this. But
I just figured at least split the GTs and
yeah,
the prototypes.
that's all right. But I mean, you know what? With 24 cars out there, you can find space. So
No, I know,
that's the thing.
and it is only like a
and
40-second
we're
difference.
basically splitting hairs there because overall it was an amazing week.
Yes, yeah,
It was crazy.
Yeah, outside of that,
It was nice. It was fun to see the GT3 cars on the big track. Mm-hmm. I thought they equated themselves quite well. I'm glad the Mustangs kind of got their crap together, so they didn't have body parts flying off. I mean, that's just teething crap. McLaren's definitely came to play though.
yeah, it was a tough battle for them because they were on fire like every other session.
Right. But they definitely came to play.
Yeah.
LMP2 was just, my head was falling off watching practice. My head was falling off watching qualifying. My head was falling off watching Hyperpole.
Yeah.
Then my head completely fell off during the race. So with that class is amazing. There is just tons of talent in that. And, we talked about this last weekend. It almost did come to fruition that we had a Pro-Am car win overall in LMP2.
Yeah, again, I'm still on the boat. I think this program stuff doesn't matter because the way how everyone works the driver schedule.
I know.
At the end of the race, like your pros are in the car.
I know.
And if a caution falls away, then
it's
the
just
pro
right.
Pro
They
does
should just that whole class should just be one class. It shouldn't be.
Yes.
Because you're right. Because the AM only has to do 4.5 hours, I believe. What? And technically, one of the teams did do it when they had the long pit stop.
Right.
And good for them.
Or the long safety car.
Yep. Yeah. And good for them.
Yes.
It just lucked out. That's when they felt that their guy was better at night than he was during the day, which is probably true because the field's thinned out a bit. The problem is when the rain comes, it's no bueno at night. But then they got the mother of all breaks. Hypercars.
Sorry, we doing a standing start here?
Oh, yeah, they do. All their races are standing starts.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. The Hypercars, I mean, from the get-go, it was no complaints of balance of power, nothing. I mean, there was some complaining coming out of the test day. Yeah. But when it got to race day, it was all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean,
there they go.
There was tons of cars everywhere. So it was awesome. The Cadillacs came to play in practice, definitely in the qualifying, and that. So I mean, because Bourdais and Alex Lynn, they kept it going. I mean, Bourdais basically took the top. He took provisional pole, and he was essentially out of gas.
Yeah.
So he had a pit, so they couldn't fill the car. You can't refuel. Lynn comes in and pipes him, and then Kevin Estre, like the last sector,
the middle sector. Too.
Well, was it the middle sector? You got quicker.
The middle. He brought it in close,
and then he carried it forward into the wow. I mean, but that's what that is all about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I like that. That's what Formula One qualifying needs to. It was essentially a one-car format. When they had spaced it out, it was essentially each car had space on the track.
Yeah,
which is what they should be doing in Formula One. I hate to say it.
Well, I mean they do to a certain point.
They try to.
By Q3, it's done.
Yeah, but I still don't like when guys are backing up guys, and there's just awkward moments.
Okay, then the tire needs to change, not the cars.
Well, at Monaco, it should just be single car qualifying.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see one of these guys get seriously banged up or a car get wrecked for no reason because Stroll decides to park it.
No, but the mindset with the tires can change as well because the bonus that endurance racing has is you need a tire that lasts.
Yeah, there was so Friday was kind of the quiet day. That was the VW Fun Cup day, which couldn't find any video live streaming of. So 100.
Oh well,
what was the car count? 160. What did I tell you? 160 or 126 something. It was over 120 cars.
Yeah, it was either 130 or 160.
I don't know. The timing sheet was crazy.
I did find a couple
in-car ones.
No, a couple of spectator
shots.
Videos of the first lap. There was one person standing at Tete Rouge, and then there was someone was holding the phone up behind Tom Christensen.
What I would have I saw that because you sent me that one. The one I would have liked to seen is coming down under the Dunlop into the sweeping S's. I'd like to see that, or coming down the Mulsanne, or coming down the run from Mulsanne Corner to Indianapolis. I would have liked to see that.
I would have liked to seen the camera shot.
But it must have been crazy.
I would have liked to see the camera shot right
Yeah.
before the second chicane
Yeah, it
on
was.
the mall sign.
It looked awesome.
Looking down the street.
The
That
stuff
would've
I
been
saw,
good.
but it
Yeah.
looked awesome. I think the only sour note from practice was Callum Eilert banging the Hertz Jota car.
Yeah.
And that was on Wednesday night, late night.
Yeah, FP4.
Like had locked it into Hyperpole, and then just
Oh no, I'm sorry. Then that would have been
FP3. Whatever. It's FP1 qualifying, and there's the night practice.
So then that would have been FP2.
Yeah, whatever it is, that that Wednesday night late practice, and he binged it, like for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he admitted, I was just trying to go for it. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I just cool your jets. You're not going anywhere. So that necessitated them sourcing a new chassis, building it both Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday,
Yeah.
Thursday night, Friday until about 4:00, and then they took it over to the airport and they got a waiver to go run at the airport. Shout outs to the Porsche teams that all helped. They sent people over or whatever. The Penske guys had the extra Porsche chassis that they gave to them. So,
Yeah.
anyways, so that was probably the only real sour note to that. So race day, it was once again mixed bag weather, and I think that really played into it, and really I think it really impacts the Cadillacs. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't
When
seem
when it was dry, they were fine, but when it started to when it goes wet, dry, wet, it just they just don't seem to react well to it.
No.
Again, I'll be honest with you. I think this is part of the problem not running two cars in Europe, because they are running on a different tire than they are running in IMSA.
Yeah.
I will say this: he wasn't driving for the two factory cars, but Pipo Derani, like the guy at Le Mans, is just a car killer. He just wrecks cars.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Yeah, that one was bad.
It's just unreal. I have to got to shout out the three teams. First off, Peugeot came with a whole new concept. Tried their best. The car just, whatever. I think the wet just doesn't, again, the wet issue doesn't really help it. They did get the cars to finish. That's a plus.
They did.
Lamborghini, both cars finished inside the top 10, I believe.
Checking.
I have my Hypercar only things here.
One finished 10th,
10th.
the other one finished 13th.
And that is the one that finished 10th. Good news. That was, because where points go to the 13th place. So
I don't.
it goes to the 13th place, and I don't think the second car. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know if the second car. No, is that? That's not the IMSA car. That's maybe they did get both points.
Checking. Come on. Standings.
I mean, Hertz, good for them. Jota, both cars finished in the points. Cadillac, the IMSA, no, that was the wet car. The wet car finished 7th. We'll get to the other guys in a second. I do have one more team I want to. Yeah, Peugeot finished 11th and 12th, so both cars finished. Lamborghini finished both cars. And the Azzato finished.
Yeah.
Well done, boys, because there's cars that didn't finish, and you kept it on the track. So good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Ran 24 hours. They were 9 laps behind. But hey, whatever. Good for them. I don't even want to compare their budget to everybody else. Alpine. Woof.
Yeah.
Viva la France.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
that was not
4 hours and 42 minutes. And then 50 minutes later.
well. Okay, I mean those 50 minutes later was still on the same lap when it initially happened.
Yeah.
And they tried to
I know.
get going
But
again.
woof.
But yeah, no, I know.
BMW, like to thank Robert Kubica for ending one of their cars.
Yeah.
And then the next one was a kind of self-inflicted. Proton finished 16th with their car. They had problems. They had the door problem. They had the same problem at Spa. Like the door wouldn't close. Like what? Like how does that happen? But the Penske cars didn't. All right, let's get up to. I mean, the Penske cars again.
Kind of a mixed bag.
Mixed bag. It just some of the driver lineups I think need to be kind of looked at. That's all. Toyota did awesome. Unfortunately, the Buemi Hartley Hirakawa car that was it was fast, but it was inconsistent.
Yeah, it didn't help that they got taken out by the Ferraris as well.
Right. Because Brendan got taken out. He had this.
Yeah, he got.
Because that was when Buemi went like absolutely ballistic.
Yeah, he got.
But the second place car.
I know.
Good job. So I don't really see any reason to complain about the balance of performance. I mean, sure, Ferrari won again, but hey, Porsche won a couple of years in a row. Audi won a couple of years in a row. Toyota won a bunch of years in a row. So it's it's the way it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I think if they were to make any tweak, it would just be the Ferrari top speed.
Yeah,
that was probably the only thing that looked. No, I shouldn't say. Outlandish is not the right word. That was the only thing that was kind of obvious.
Obvious. Okay.
Of like, all right.
All right. So that's kind of where we are there. Let's talk LMP2, shall we? I don't have really anything else to talk about that race because overall the race was outside of the banging incident with Kubica on Vantor. That was really the only biggest incident. Well, then Durrani piping the Cadillac.
Yeah, but
didn't one of the Porsches get into the Aston when it flipped?
No, the Aston got on the wet surface and then went off.
Right, he was trying to leave room and then he got off. Okay.
It was just but it was a big hit.
Yeah, big hit.
At Indianapolis.
LMP2, our two favorites, United Autosports with Ben Keating, Philippe Albuquerque, and Ben Hanley. Finished 13th, and the CrowdStrike guys finished 14th after abandoning the car due to a lost wheel. I will say this: the CrowdStrike guys out to lunch the whole weekend. I don't know where they were.
Hey, you and Nate
I know,
picked these two.
I know.
I didn't.
I know. The Ben's car started off fine, but then it was handling like an evil sumbitch, as they say in NASCAR. Yeah. Ben had a couple offs, and then one of them they got a stone caught in the pulley, so the chain, the drive belt pulley. Mm-hmm. So they had to replace that whole thing, and then he went back out. So it was disaster written all over there. Spike, Rexy's cousin,
got pole. I was looking good for a bit there with that pick. And then finished sixth in class.
Sixth overall, but I believe it was a podium for Pro-Am.
Oh, I don't have Pro-Am stuff up.
I don't it doesn't, it's weird. It doesn't break it down, but
I was just going for overall.
Yeah, overall. Finished sixth. Yeah. Good for them. This team was stacked. Is this the one you picked?
No, I picked AO.
You picked AO.
Yeah.
This one with Jarvis, Garg, and Siegel.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the one that we were kind of all saying was under the radar, like. So, but they won. Congrats to them. Good job. The men from Poland, Interpol, followed up their win last year with a second on the second place rostrum, and then IDEX Sport finished third. That basically seesawed the whole way.
5 cars finished on the lead lap for LMP2, and then 9 for Hypercar. It was 9 cars that finished on the lead lap.
Yep. And LMP2, it was just back and forth. And in Hypercar, for the longest time, it was definitely pit strategy. I will say this: Anthony Davison, love him, but he needs to understand, like, when some of these teams, and Ganassi is the king of this, of going off strategy. They went off strategy. That was their only way of feeling that they could get the car up there. He just couldn't recognize it. And Martin Haven and everyone else was trying to explain it to him, and he just didn't want to get into it. You know, I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't understand it. I think maybe because when you're used to American racing, style racing, you understand that sometimes the teams go off strategy, and that basically it's all to try and catch a yellow flag at the right moment. And if you don't feel you have the pace and that's how you're going to win the race, more power to you. Yeah. And that's what they tried to do. And he just didn't get it. You know, it was funny. But everyone else, I mean, everyone in the box was like, I don't know what you're talking about, but they're going off strategy. Yeah. And essentially, I think Ganassi approached it like an IndyCar race. That's how they did it. Tried to save some gas where they could. I mean, unfortunately, that whole formula, it's a power formula. Power, what do they call it? Engine power. You get
the BOP?
No, the fuel and the hype, the regen and all that. When it fuels up the car, the thing,
the virtual energy tank?
Yeah, the virtual energy thing.
Yeah. The race in Hypercar is less about fuel
as it is using how do you manage that?
It's more efficient. Like, how efficient can you be?
And that's what I think Ganassi did. They just went another way. So I have no problem with that. They swung and unfortunately they missed, but hey. And I think what they were trying to do with the other car, had it Dixon's car, they were hoping that car was going to stay on the regular strategy, and unfortunately they had a motor issue, so nothing to do there. LMP2 though, it was all over the place. It was awesome, so no complaints there. LMGT3, it was tough because the battling in Hypercar and the battling in LMP2 dominated TV coverage. No fault of anybody, just the way it was. Unfortunately, the doctor got taken out. His car got taken out. So they weren't really a thing.
Well, he made a mistake going into...
He made a mistake, but the other who was the other kid? It wasn't Maxi Martin. It was Amir Hardy. He was the one that put it off big time. Yeah. And it was just like, oh, dude, just the one thing you can't do with that car is with that high profile a driver. You can't be doing that. Jordan Taylor, interesting strategy by those guys. They took their bronze driver and got him the hell out of the car as fast as possible. So he drove boop, 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 because at one point of the race, when I was looking, it got to 10 o'clock Paris time, and so that was 4 o'clock here, and Jordan hadn't gotten in the car. But the other guy was, like, you could see his driving time he was close to it. So they basically Jordan went 2 long stints overnight. Unfortunately, one of the stints, he got taken out. Yeah. And the other guy got a 5-second penalty. Well, there you go. So Jordan finished eighth overall in GT3. The Iron Dames finished 5th. They had a couple issues with their car. Yeah. They did get hit.
I was gonna say, I think GT3 was more of a race of attrition.
Yeah, I mean, because some of the prototypes were definitely hip checking cars out of the way, and these guys were staying out of the way. So I don't know. The Mustangs did fairly well.
No, they did great. 3rd and 4th.
Third and fourth. So great job by those Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes when I'm looking at the Proton thing because they had the black and the yellow car.
I know.
So good on them. That was a big deal for Proton. I think they were running. Didn't they run 3 Mustangs?
Yes.
Yeah,
they did.
the 77, which was Ryan Hardwick, Zach Robichon, and Ben Barker. That they had a steering rack failure, so that was unfortunate. So, anyways, so 3rd and 4th for the Proton guys. The Vets, that was what, TF Sport.
Yeah. 11th and 15th.
11th and 15th. So, yeah, probably disappointing, but.
Yeah.
And that a car I thought that was the surprise in GT3 all weekend, the Lexus.
Yeah.
Or sorry, Toyota.
Oh.
Is it Lexus or Toyota?
No, it's Lexus.
It's Lexus. So okay.
They call them the Lexus.
So I'm going to just say this. I get this team that they have running it.
I know.
And we talked about this, but Mike Conway, who was scheduled to drive the Toyota GT Hypercar, he unfortunately got hurt the Thursday before test weekend. So they brought Jose Maria Lopez up, right? Jose Maria, it's Jose Maria Lopez.
Yep.
They brought him up from the GT3 program to the Hypercar because he's driven the car before. Makes sense. They slotted in Jack Hawksworth.
Yeah.
The car has struggled all year. Now, I think Le Mans kind of played into it, but both cars did really well. But I think, and I know he was there for a short time, I think Hawksworth was able to, tell them stuff. And, it's unfortunate they didn't bring over Parker Thompson. And, I mean, the other person was, and then Barnicoat was there, but he was running LMP2.
Right.
So I just wonder I'm also wondering if some of the Vassar Sullivan guys were there. Because, I mean, the car goes like stink in IMSA. And there's no reason. It's the only difference is there's some slight differences with traction control and stuff like this over here. But, overall, these guys could tell you what that car should be doing. So it had a good. I hopefully they can build on it because the car looks awesome. So I know looks doesn't mean everything.
I think the only difference between here and over there is just the tire.
Yeah, is it the Goodyear?
Yeah, I think that's the only difference.
Right. Maybe it is. So they finished 7th. Van der Linder and Robin and Roglavet. I know how to pronounce this guy's name. I can. Anyways, they finished 7th, and then
Boguslavsky. Yeah.
Boguslavsky, and then the Hawksworth car finished 10th. So top 10 finished there. So good points for those guys. Iron Dames, like I said, it was just like a pinball out there. But Sarah Bovey, Michelle Gadding, and Rahel Fry did a great job. So obviously Dorian Penn was supposed to drive, but she was hurt, so she wasn't there. Team WRT did bounce back with a 2nd place finish with Sean Galale, Augustus Farfus, and Danny Lung.
Yeah.
Nick Lung. Danny Lung.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I'm trying to think. Nick Lung, Danny Lung.
Yeah.
But the winner, and somebody called it, wasn't me.
That would be me.
Yeah, that's true. If I had looked at the weather forecast too, I would have probably done the same stupid thing because what car runs great in the rain? It's the Porsche.
Well,
and the Manti team is no slouch.
I mean, I was definitely concerned with that pick going into the race. I wasn't concerned with the Toyotas because they had been up there during all practice, but the 91 Porsche did not look up at the top of the tables at all during the whole time. And then, especially in qualifying, they were like, 14th or something. They were buried deep back there. So,
but managed to work their way through.
And they must have...
Led by Richard Leeds?
Yeah, it says they won by a lap, so I'm guessing that they caught...
safety car right?
Either the safety car right or
the leader.
The leader in Hypercar split them.
Yeah, gotcha. All right.
So...
But anyways, fantastic. That was great weekend. I think I saw 300 something 390,000 were there. It looked amazing. I know they had to put up with some glacial weather overnight Saturday into Sunday, but that's Le Mans, and that's the way it goes. Just real quickly, no real news coming out of Le Mans in terms of new factory cars. They did extend the Hypercar rules to 2029, so that does now, teams are now, manufacturers will definitely go, okay, now I got a 3 to 4 year window, so that does make it. Oh, the other big thing was 2 cars next year. You got to show up with 2 in WEC. In Hypercar.
I thought this rule was out there for a while.
No, it's been kicking around, but it was official.
Okay.
They made it official.
Right.
So Cadillac, got to get ready. And the assumption is that Cadillac is going over to Jota. That's the assumption. So I'd hate to see him leave Porsche, but if it's a factory program, not a bad team to run it.
No, it's not.
Hopefully Chevrolet, Cadillac or GM gives them the necessary support.
Well, the other I guess my other thought of how it could go is if because it sounds like or we were thinking that maybe Wayne Taylor and Ganassi are going to switch.
They are, but Jota's going to do the wet cars, and
right. But you could do Andretti over in.
Nah, but they're going to do IMSA. No, because Wayne's that whole Konica program is all driven through IMSA.
Okay.
That's where the Konica spends. That's Konica's spend for the year. That's the bulk of their advertising.
I know, but
is the IMSA program.
But Andretti. Wouldn't take over the Cadillac.
Yeah, I mean, they could. I mean, ideally, we'd like. Could they do 4 cars? I think right now, if they knew where they stood with the Formula One program, I would probably say yeah. They probably might have said yeah, but who knows? I don't know. But the prevailing thought is the Jota's going to get now that. Just so people know, that's a well-run team. First off, run by a bunch of guys that are real racers that started the thing. It's now got funding from Nightingale Capital Management, which is a pretty big venture capital firm, so from the U.S. And the folks that are there are very much interested in racing. I heard a very interesting interview with them. So overnight during the on the WEC television. So they're interested. It was nice. Tom showed up for a photo op on the grid and then immediately flew to the UFL championship game.
Tom Brady.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense. Way to go, Tom. Meanwhile, Zinedine Zidane was having the time of his life. I mean, Jesus. Anyways, thanks, Tom. And then the hydrogen car, it's making headway. Mm-hmm. Celine is here, Steve Celine, famous for the Celine Mustangs and the SR1 Celine. Mm-hmm. He's looking to go that route. So some interesting stuff there. I like new technology. As long as it's not electric, I'm fine.
I've been interested in hydrogen, just the concept of it. So I mean, the only thing, the only obvious potential problem with it is if you rupture the fuel tank, it goes.
It'd just be like an atom bomb. So
yeah.
Anyways,
so
but what could happen
outside of that? I'm very interested to
really
see how this could work.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll see. So that was So there was just there was a lot of speculation that the new team announcements. I think you're probably going to see that midsummer, probably July, August.
What?
What teams are going to be locking in for manufacturers next year and stuff.
Oh.
And new manufacturer announcements. I think that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So they're off to.
Hold on.
You're checking. I think they're off for a month.
They're off for a month, and they start back up in Brazil.
Brazil. And then, the WEC schedule came out for next year too.
Yeah.
No changes. So I'm excited. Emila's still there, so I have an opportunity. I could go there.
Yeah.
And if I don't go there, I can go to. Well, I'd like to go to Le Mans, but I think I'm going to do 2026. Coda's back on.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I mean, Coda's back on this year, too.
Coda's back on this year, but it was a replacement race this year.
Yeah.
So, but next year it's back on, so easy to make plans. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have IMSA coming up this weekend at Watkins Glen for the 6 hour and the Festival of Speed there. We have Michelin Pilot. We have Mustang Challenge. We have MX5 Cup. We have Lamborghini Super Trofeo. And then
I think that's it.
the big guys.
And then the big boys, yeah.
56 cars.
Yes. Yeah. Big field.
Anyways, that'll be fun.
Yeah. I think it also looks like it's going to be wet.
Wet and
this weekend.
Hot, wet, or hot and wet?
Just wet.
Wet. More so than last year when we were there?
Yeah, definitely more.
Oh,
yeah.
That'll be fun.
Because race day was fine.
Race day was fine. Saturday was, that was monsoon season. So that'll be my Sunday. I'll be anchored in front of the Peacock to watch that. And have Lee Diffie I'll have Lee Diffie screaming and yelling at me. Oh no, I won't have Lee Diffie screaming and yelling at me because he'll be at Iowa for the IndyCar race. Oh, thank God. Oh, there is a God.
No, not Iowa. Laguna.
Oh yeah.
IndyCar's at Laguna.
That's right. Oh, thank God, there's a God. Oh, and no Townsend Bell either. Even better.
So then which
it won't be Brian Till? Calvin?
Yeah, probably.
Can they bring back Dorsey?
I don't know. Or are they going to give Hindhoff the call up?
Oh, no. No. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I'm looking at my monitor. No, you're looking at your timing screen. Because the car goes spinning off. Anyways, yeah, so that'll be that. We got NASCAR at Loudon, IndyCar at Laguna, and the most bizarro driver announcement ever. I mean, like, I have no...
In IndyCar.
In IndyCar. I have no idea. Like, Zach Brown is out there telling people that things are toxic at Red Bull.
I know.
And then they pull this stunt.
Yeah.
So, essentially what they've done is... Now, Malukas self-inflicted, okay?
Yes.
Get it. Teo comes in, steps in, okay. Then they talk to him, okay, we want to drive the rest of the season except for Indy because you're not qualified. Yep. Mm-hmm. So Kansas Super Formula ride, which is an equivalent ride.
Yeah.
Steps out.
More than equivalent.
More than equivalent. Yeah. It's a big deal in Japan.
Yes.
Steps out of that ride. And then he got shelved today for Nolan Siegel. Now, yes, Nolan Siegel, we had a nice outing at Road America, stepping in at the last minute. Had a fantastic outing at Le Mans, obviously winning LMP2 for United Autosports, which is Zach Brown's sports car team. Yeah. Okay? Now, I'm going to be blatantly honest. Nolan's got money up the wazoo from his dad, okay? And his dad does a great job of creating opportunities, both... fills in the gaps, finds the sponsors, all that. He does that, does do that. And I mean, he uses his business connections to do that. Nothing wrong with that. But you tell me what makes him any better than Teo.
Yeah, right now. That's especially coming off the couple performances that Teo has.
He's improved.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But anyways, and Zach, like, they go through, like, if I'm Rossi and I'm a Ward now, I'm like, what are we doing here? I mean, I'll tell you one person it's probably not sitting well with Rossi because he is in a contract year.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm wondering if Graham steps out, which there's been a lot of talk about Graham's, and it has nothing to do with Graham's driving ability and anything like that. No. Graham's, he's got kids and stuff. He's got this like huge business empire and stuff. Would Rossi be a good fit over there?
I mean,
because he thinks he fits that mindset that's over there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think. Well, I think Rossi can fit just about anywhere. With
I
the,
would love
with
to
the
see.
feedback
I'd love
he
to
can
see him.
probably
I'd love to
give.
see him at Penske. I really would.
No, I think he would be great.
Yeah, I really think he would.
I don't know. I mean, I guess Will would be the first one to.
Yeah,
go.
I mean, there's been a lot of things
But-
a lot of things rested on Will's wife and how she responded to her illness and stuff, and she seems to be on the road to recovery there.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but
And I'm not saying Will's
No,
not
no,
qualified anymore,
because
but
he won a
I'm
race.
just, yeah, I'm just saying, looking at the three of them right now,
Yeah.
I would say Will.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
probably eventually guess Will would be.
Yeah, I mean,
the first one
I
out
think
at some point.
the way Newgarden handled himself, I don't know if that really went down with Roger. Well,
What,
with that push the pass thing, because he got very on Penske. The Penske thing would have been shut your mouth. All right, now, I mean, even McLaughlin kind of, and I have a feeling they might have got brought in and told to just shut up. You know, let's not. It's bad enough. It's embarrassing enough. We don't need you guys out there. And it's like if someone's taking a barb at you, you deal with it. You just take it and move on. All right.
Yeah.
But Joseph's been kind of some of the stuff in the paddock he's been bringing on himself. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of animosity towards him, and I think this stuff just heightened it even more. So
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Joseph kind of needs to reel in his kind of persona a little bit. So Nolan's going to jump in the car. Now, if he has a dog finish here, like,
Well, and let's be clear, this is not a reflection on
Nolan.
Like,
No.
like he has to learn and have seat time. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be a bit. He's definitely got talent. That's
Yeah.
not the.
but
It's not him.
they're taking
It's
some guy
just-
that's been in the car for 3
Yeah.
races. They're taking him out of the car, and they're putting the kid in.
It's criticism on the management. That's,
Yeah,
that's
it's just more so. And
doesn't
I'm
make
hoping they're
sense.
not setting him up to fail either. But anyways,
yeah. I know.
It's also Malukas' big debut, so hopefully he will do better than Helio. That's the benchmark.
Actually, the storyline would be if Malukas beats Siegel out for the rest of the season.
100%. Or he beats beats at least one or two Arrow McLaren cars out each race.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
that'll be an interesting
Yeah. So
story to watch.
now Marshall Pruitt, who's been very close to Teo since he came over, did report that has reported that there are several teams interested in Teo. Have to think one of them is Coin, but they're gonna have to pay the freight. Like Dale's gonna have to point because Teo's not bringing the money. I mean, Teo's not bringing money. He's bringing driving ability. I honestly I can't think of who else it would be. I mean,
Yeah,
Rahal maybe. I don't know. I don't know. At this point, Foyt, Stingray, but he's bringing money to the ride. So
I know.
I can't see Teo going to Lagos. You can't see that after that went down.
No.
Yeah, I just kind of curious where that might go.
Yeah.
I don't know what Andretti, Ganassi, I don't know what they got in mind. So
Well, it's Colton, Kirkwood, and
Marcus.
Marcus.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless they did 4 cars, that would be about it.
All right.
Or if someone was leaving.
So, all right. Well, that was rather disappointing news from Zach in the land of McLaren. Also, big rumor that Arrow's leaving as sponsor.
Yeah.
So we'll see what marketing Zach can pull out of his hat to cover that expense. All right. It'd be funny if they went to Andretti. Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. So shall we do our picks? I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, one thing. Congrats to Marco. Gonna be a dad.
Oh, nice.
So
Very cool.
that was cool. Saw that on social media. Marco's. I didn't see anything from the Grandpa to Be. Sure, that's coming.
Yeah. All right. So.
Oh, I will say this. They already came out with the name. It's a baby girl.
Oh.
It's Miria like a Lamborghini Miura. It's Miuria. Pretty cool. Very Italian. I love it. Way to go, Marco. All right.
That's good.
Our wayward NASCAR correspondent who's undercover.
Yes. For IndyCar picks, Nate has selected Palou to win.
Palou.
And has picked Grosjean as his dark horse.
Ooh, okay. I am going to go with... I'm going... it's going to bite me in the ass again. I'm going Herta. Just because it's the home track.
Yeah.
I'm going Herta, and my dark horse is going to be... I'm going to go Graham.
All right. Man. Don't know why I'm stuck on this one. We'll go Pato. And then dark horse.
I like Pato. That's a good pick.
Dark horse. Who's down there? I don't know why my first go to is Ferrucci, but I've picked him too much this year. But that's not a good reason to not pick him either.
Yeah, stay with him.
No, we'll go No.
Nate,
Nate.
Nate.
No. Oops. Bad one. Can I pick Siegel?
Sure, if you want.
Yeah. We'll go with that. Who knows? Maybe he lucks out on strategy or something. All right. F1.
All right.
There hasn't been any news or anything with them.
Other than Zach just shooting his mouth off every 5 minutes now, taking over for Toto.
Oh, FIA changed the rule for the age to be 17 for your super license.
So if you haven't won a Formula, if you won X number of IndyCar events, blah blah blah, you won the Daytona 24 hours in class, you're not worthy of an exemption.
No.
Yet, if you've not won anything in FP in Formula 2, hey, all right, there we go.
Well, okay. Well,
he was not a Formula 3 champion either.
No, I understand that, but Verstappen was not.
No, but he was the whatever that series was. He was up and coming champion.
Yes.
So
yeah. No.
This kid has not.
I know, but just to say that the requirement is to do well in F2.
It fits the Toto narrative, so it's all right. So they'll bum rush Sargent out of the car. So that's probably coming at Hungary. That'll be his last race, guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm not pleased with that.
Anyways.
I mean, I know it's kind of his own.
The Bush move would be let him run it at Coda and then can him. That would be Bush. So, anyways, I don't even want to go on about that. I'm just there's some drivers, older drivers, out there that are like pissed about this whole thing. So, anyways,
yeah.
All right, Nate
for the race at Barcelona. First race of 3.
Triple header.
Yep.
I should bet on this.
You got
can I do a 3-race parlay? I wonder.
What, max?
Possibly.
He's got Austrias.
Yeah, well, anyways, let's move on.
All right. Nate for Barcelona here. He's got Max winning. Lando second and Leclerc third with the Alpine of Gasly as the dark horse.
Oh, there we go. Like that.
Yeah, well,
all right.
We'll see.
Let's go Barcelona. Me. I'm going Max to win.
Right.
This is the drive that he puts the nail in the championship coffin.
Mm-hmm.
But this is I should take him as a dark horse, but I'm not. Checo's going second.
Okay.
Third, I am going to go Lando. I think Ferrari's got issues. That's just my opinion. My dark horse, and I know this is like out of the box, but it's going to be Lewis. I can call. He can be a dark horse because he's been in that back half of the top 10. So I'm going Lewis.
All right.
If people are picking Fred as a dark horse, then
I know.
Lewis can be a dark horse.
All right. Well,
And I hate to say that about Lewis.
I know. Yeah. I'm gonna.
Oh, let's do it. Let's just put the kiss of death on it.
Max, and then I'm gonna go Signs.
Oh! You're going
Hometown.
Hometown.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah. And then.
And if Carlos wins, I would actually go nuts.
Yeah.
I would actually like that.
No, that would be great.
Poetic justice too.
And then I'm gonna go Piastri.
All right.
For third. Dark horse.
Lando.
No. Dark horse. I'm gonna stick with Fred as a dark horse.
Okay.
So,
that's fine.
Because
Spanish Armada there.
Yes.
Got it. I have no problem with that.
Although he'll probably get canned in some fashion this weekend.
Stroll, stop in the corner and take him out.
So, something's gonna happen where he's not gonna be there, unfortunately.
All right.
But, yeah.
Well, we got a lot of racing this weekend, so looking forward to it.
F1 at Barcelona, IndyCar at Laguna.
Man, it's gonna be
NASCAR's at New Hampshire.
Until Sunday. It's gonna be tough to keep on IMSA at Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen. IMSA's at
that'll be my
Glen.
Sunday project.
Yeah.
All right. And on that note,
good night. Thank you guys for listening to the Red Mist Podcast, hosted by Christian Abbott, Sean Abbott, and Nathan Lavin. It's produced by Christian Abbott, and music is by Alex Wart and Harrison Tate.